Hello. This video is about cancer. Subscribe to the channel and listen carefully. According to the World Health Organization, annually, oncology affects about 10 million people. And these are only those patients in whom a neoplasm was found during the diagnosis process in the hospital. In fact, there are probably more of them. The appearance of aggressive forms of cancer contribute to foods high in fat. As shown by experiments on mice, they increase. Their growth rate is almost 100 times. The systematic use of trans fats, chips, popcorn, animal fats can actually lead to an increase in cholesterol, hypertension, obesity, cause irreversible cell mutations and lead to malignant processes in the body. In turn, French and Brazilian scientists came to the conclusion that oncological diseases cause a method of their preparation. Cancer is caused by so-called ultra-processed foods, snacks, sodas, baked goods, sugar, corn flakes, convenience foods and reconstituted meat products. This food contains a lot of sugar, fat and salt, but is poor vitamins and fiber. According to experts, an increase in consumption of ultra-processed foods by 10% increases the risk of cancer by 12%, and in the case of breast cancer, by 11%. At the same time, scientists emphasize that the mechanism of the onset of cancer has not yet been fully studied and that one cannot another product or food supplement in toxicity. As a rule, several factors lead to cancer: poor ecology, unhealthy diet and lifestyle, genetic mutations. Advises to eat fully and varied, but at the same time moderately. Most importantly, do not eat foods with long or expired. You should also lead a healthy lifestyle and abandon bad habits. There is a precancer stage when cancer cells have already appeared, but they still do not go beyond the basement membrane. During this period, they cannot spread further. If there is a small nodule, but outside the cell, did not come out, then this is the first stage. The second stage is the large size of the tumor. In some cases metastases appear in the nearest lymph nodes, in which the outflow from the affected organ is carried out. The third stage is when the tumor grows, and distant lymph nodes are involved in the process. The fourth stage is the spread of cancer cells to other organs, to the lungs, bones, liver, germination and neighboring organs. Oncologists have warned of the alarming symptoms of cancer, among them, sudden weight loss, unreasonable fever, fatigue and drowsiness. So, blood in the urine and feces may indicate cancer of the urinary system or colon. Formations on the mucous membrane in the mouth and spots on the lips can talk about cancer of the oral cavity or oropharynx. Doctors note that special attention to these symptoms. It is worth paying smokers. Doctors also point to symptoms of cancer such as weight loss without changing your usual diet and lifestyle. Unreasonable weight loss is one of the symptoms of cancer of the pancreas, lungs or stomach. According to scientists, approximately 40% of all oncological diseases can be prevented if you lead the right lifestyle. That is, eating right is eating vegetables, fruits, salads. Be active, exercise, keep weight. Completely abandon alcohol or take it in minimal quantities. And most importantly, do not smoke. If a person adheres to all these rules and at the same time can remain cheerful, then yes, statistically risk disease will decrease. To reduce the incidence rate, there are two types of prevention. Primary is vaccination. Secondary, early diagnosis and screening, which should be initiated at the national level. On the example of developed countries, it is proved that was such. The approach of mortality from malignant neoplasms will decrease. Early diagnosis means early detection of malignant neoplasms in patients with pre-existing symptoms. Thanks to timely diagnosis, cancer can be detected at a potentially treatable stage to improve patient survival and quality of life. Screening is an examination of a healthy population that can detect cancer in the early stages even before the onset of symptoms. Some forms of cancer are subject to screening. Before applying these recommendations, consult your doctor. Subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends.